Hello there, friends and family. This is Rory Scott, and this, I guess, is my video application to DishNetwork's Stephen King Scream Job Chapter 2. And I suppose right now what I'm doing is affording why I believe that I am a good fit for this position. Put in short, The Gunslinger was the first book I read at, let's see, I would have been 7 years old. And since then, I was raised on Stephen King movies, miniseries, and books alike. I've read pretty much every Stephen King book there is to read multiple times, some way more than multiple times. And I believe I know Stephen King's books better than Stephen King himself. Allow me to demonstrate. Yes, here's a good one. I believe that Christine, the car, the 1958 Plymouth Fury, is another entity from the macroverse, similar to Pennywise or Maturin. I believe that there's a lot of evidence to support this throughout the books that tie into the macroverse, and the ones that I will use for this are The Shining, its sequel, Doctor Sleep, Stephen King's It, and obviously Christine. So, yeah, what we know about The Shining is that it does attract certain people and creatures that feed off of that energy. And I believe that there's a lot of reason to support that The Shining is actually sort of a radiation that comes off of prolonged exposure to the macroverse or things from the macroverse. You can see this by the fact that every time the Losers Club managed to escape from Pennywise, their bond becomes stronger. The shining link between them becomes stronger. Furthermore, the time that Danny Torrance stays in the Overlook Motel or hotel, sorry, his shining goes louder and way more intense than it ever was before. And also in 11/22/63. It is noted that after traveling through the portal and he goes back in time and finds Richie and Beverly, they're sort of able to intuitively pick up that he's okay, and he's able to sort of feel the same thing towards them, implying that he has some shine too, which I believe he got simply by going through that portal. He also almost encounters Pennywise shortly after that, who was trying to lure him in as if he had some shining for Pennywise to feed on. Now, it is explained in Dr. Sleep by the True Knot that the taste and potency of shine is magnified by torture and fear. This would explain why Pennywise tortures and scares children before eating them. That explains why the True Knot does it. But also notice that the people that Christine kills, she tortures them all first too. And granted, she does it very reactionarily. People who have harmed her or are threatening Arnie, and but at one point, while she's chasing down one of her victims, her headlight smashes in, and it is described that behind the headlight it wasn't a normal light, it was a dead light. Now, I don't believe that Christine is a glamour like Pennywise, but I do believe that she exists in the macroverse space as well. And the last piece of evidence I'll use to support this is while learning about Christine's history, it's explained that her first owner, DeBay, he was always described as having uncanny intuition. He wasn't a particularly smart or well-educated person, but he always kind of knew the right way to do things. That's very much like Stephen King's interpretation of The Shining for people that don't know they have The Shining. And he used that intuition to sort of instinctually offer a sacrifice to put the entity inside of Christine, that inhuman entity. Now, a lot of people just assume that it's like a satanic ritual, but not a whole lot of Stephen King's lore ties into like straight biblical Judeo-Christian concepts of heaven and hell and demon and satanic rituals. It makes much more sense that that ritual was to summon a macroverse entity into the car, and that is something I don't think Stephen King even realized when he was writing it, and that's why I think I'm a good fit for this.